Today I will be informing you guys about serial killers. We serial killers are your sons. We are your husbands. We are everywhere. And there will be more of your children dead tomorrow. That was said by Ted Bundy days before his execution. As little as 5% of the world's population is diagnosed as psychopaths and sociopaths. My interest in this topic had to do with the interest of the mind of a serial killer. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a real big fan of the shows CSI, Criminal Minds, and those shows like that. And I've always had an interest on the subject. I did tons of research and found a lot of information about serial killers that I did not know. First, I would like to explain to you guys what is a serial killer. A serial killer is someone who commits at least 3 murders over a short period of time. So say, for instance, if someone kills someone or kill people, 3 or more people within a month period or a month's time, that person would be considered a serial killer. Serial killers often have no apparent motive. Most of them just enjoy the rush that killing gives them. So next, I will discuss how to notice a serial killer. So, you can be sitting next to one. You can be living with one. You can be passing one just up in the street. You can be in the same building as one and not know it. So these are the things to look for, or to how to notice a serial killer. Serial killers have a strong tendency towards antisocial behavior. Watch for children who start as arsonists. They like to start little fires. And also children who like to torture small animals. Kind of like, have you guys watched the movie Michael Myers? And in that movie, it starts off as him torturing little animals. And he grew up to be a serial killer. Many serial killers are abused physically, sexually. This behavior instills in a child, and it's feelings that they later instill in their victims. It is said that most serial killers are white males between the ages of 25 and 35 who prey on vulnerable victims who are strangers. So they usually don't really bother people that they really are close to or they know. It usually is someone that they don't know or someone that they stalk for a long period of time. Serial killers are represented by all cultures, races, genders, and ages. Yes, there are women serial killers. Not as many, but there are women serial killers. So next, I would like to tell a story about a serial killer. His name is Ted Bundy. He had a best friend named Anne Rule. She's a crime writer. She was Ted Bundy's best friend for 5 to 6 years. And when I was reading her book, she was best friends with this man for so long, and she did not have any idea that this man was capable of even killing anyone. He was so nice. They actually worked together at a suicide hotline. So what Ted Bundy would do is he would be on the phone with women, and basically, he would talk them out of suicide. He would basically talk them off the edge, so to say. He was a very friendly guy. You would never guess that he was any type of serial killer. So Anne one day was riding home from work, and she heard on the radio that they had this guy going around killing women, and he killed 36 women within a month's time. That's a lot of people. That's a lot. So when they described the man over the radio, and she listened to it over and over again. She just listened as they went on and described the man. She noticed that this man sounded a lot like her best friend. So she called into the police station and she I told him like, hey, this guy sounds very familiar. It sounds like someone I really know, that I'm really close to. So when she described the guy to them, like they brung him in, and it just so happens that it was her best friend. He turned out to be the serial killer. She could not believe it. She couldn't believe it. She could not believe it. She'd been knowing this guy for more than 5 years. She did not expect that to even be something that he was capable of. He was convicted of killing 36 women. That's a lot of women. That's a lot of people. And for her to be friends with him that long, she did not have one clue that he can be capable of such a thing. So this is why, third, I will explain why serial killers commit these horrific crimes. So what I did was I searched statements from Ted Bundy and another guy by the name of Edmund Kemper. The average person doesn't wake up in the morning and think, today I'm going to just go on a killing spree, you know. So what gives them the urge to do it? What gives them the urge? The best way to understand it is basically to hear it from the horse's mouth. I did research on these interviews, and this is what Ted Bundy had to say days before his execution. I haven't blocked out the past. I wouldn't trade the person I am or what I've done or the people I've known for anything. So I don't think about it. I just like to kill. I wanted to kill. I want to master life and death. That was said days before his execution. And next, this statement was said by the guy named Edmund Kemper. He was also committed of being a serial killer and killing a lot of women too as well within a month period of time. I remember there was actually a sexual thrill. You hear that little pop and pull their heads off and hold their heads up by their hair. Their body just sitting there on the floor. That would get me off every time. And he said that just before his execution. So in conclusion, remember these things that make up the total package of a serial killer. Society is dangerous. Serial killers are everywhere, hurting everyone they come across. It's impossible to recognize a killer if people don't understand and know the mind and personality that they have. That's why this information is so important to have. Now that we know what makes a serial killer, how to notice one, and what motivates them to kill, it would be easier to be careful out here in the world because they are among us. Thank you.